Hi guys, I'm Todd.
I'm DJ.
And we're back with even more of the 12 Fatale.
Whew! Exactly, after the last episode.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to go rub one. All right. There's been no progress at all these past few days in regards. I meant something else.
Wait.
As for things with Miharu,
I don't care about Naomi.
I don't either. It's Miharu all day.
Miharu all day.
Absolutely. Nothing's really changed between me and Miharu ever since this whole thing started. That's not true. There's actually been a... Wait, what? There's actually been a significant change.
Yay.
Who is she talking to?
I don't know.
No. I'm referring to the fact that we're both just acting as though nothing's changed. As for Naomi, I've been seeing her more and more recently. That's mainly due to my teaching her how to brew coffee for the culture festival. Oh, I forgot about that. She spilled boiling water and folded the filter wrong on a good number of times. Okay. But fortunately, none of our cups have been broken. Yet. That's likely due to the fact that she's aware how much my grand treasures them, so she takes extra care despite her inherent clumsiness. Might as well go to bed. I say this out loud for no reason.
Why even put it in here?
From what I remember, I was taken to the dream world at midnight last time. Might as well go to sleep now if that'll happen again. I glance over to the clock, which says 11 p.m., and then I shut my eyes.
Oh, God, are we going to the Shadow
I think we're
Realm?
going to court. We're going to the Shadow Realm. What is this? Talk magician!
Your move! Oh, here we go.
I guess it doesn't matter whether I'm awake or asleep.
Oh, we get to see our two things meet.
Yeah.
All right.
I find myself in the court of fate once again. It's as impressive as ever. And as I figured, it doesn't matter whether or not I'm asleep when the time comes. To my left is Miharu, and to my right that Middle Eastern French guy.
Yeah.
I take brief glances at both their faces, opting to not engage with either of them. Part of me is afraid of that man, when he doesn't seem fazed by the fact that he eliminated someone last time. I can't imagine I'd remain that stoic knowing I'd just stolen someone's future from them.
Go for it. I would need that too.
None of the other participants speak to each other. Instead, we allow an oppressive silence to rule over the court.
Oh, fuck.
Oh shit, it's Parker.
Good evening.
Good evening,
my lovely
lovers.
little slaves to fate.
Oh shit.
That's you.
Oh, the one to break that silence is none other than Parker, goddess of destiny. She stands in the middle of the court, her posture as elegant as ever. I'm fairly sure she wasn't here when I arrived, and yet she's here now. I assume this is what it'd feel like if you saw someone teleport in front of you. She actually might be teleporting, though, assuming that whole thing about being a goddess is
Girl,
true.
will you shut up? I see you talk a lot in your head.
Shut your fucking face.
I see your spirits are still rather high, much to my disappointment. What?
Bitch.
Has the reality of your death yet to hit you?
Maybe just hearing her speak helps convince me that she's not lying about being a goddess. You can tell she's looking down on us based on her ruthlessness, which somehow seems fitting for
I
a
thought
goddess.
she meant how beautifully she spoke, which is
Yeah.
why I giggled.
I've definitely reevaluated my thoughts on her over this past week.
Oh.
Oh.
Screenshot this, buddy.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, she's cute. I
Whoa,
mean, she's probably
she's-
thousands. Hey,
she looks
she's
benevolent.
legal.
Very
She's
well.
legal.
Oh, no! We're good.
Alright, cool.
She,
Hey, buddy. Alright. Stop it.
Very well. Then allow us to begin tonight's election. She did not announce that softly.
She softly announces the beginning of the end. Whoa.
Revolve, oh clock, oh fate.
What? In response to her command, the hands of the clock begin to move. The long minute hand points at me. What?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh.
Because we're in the Shadow Realm.
Time to duel! I didn't notice during the first round thanks to my circumstances, but this is basically the method of confirming whether or not a participant wants to elect someone. I'll pass. Miharu opts not to elect anyone as well. The man appointed as numeral 3 does the same. He's tall and wears a suit. I assume he's European based on his facial features. Boy, you can't be more wrong.
I'm from Texas.
That reminds me, how is it determined what we'll be wearing while here? I sincerely doubt he'd be sleeping in a suit, so did he get brought here while awake?
Oh, it's just our mental clothes.
Well, he's also further... Ah! Anyway.
Okay.
Not like what you're wearing at the time reflects what you'll be wearing
Damn.
next time. We might kill the face cam.
Do you want me to?
It's freaking me out.
All right, I'll kill it.
Sorry, guys. The fact that I'm wearing my school uniform despite going to bed in my pajamas proves that. As for Miharu, she's also in her uniform. This outfit doesn't stand out too much, so I doubt anyone could identify it without taking a picture of it first. But that doesn't change the fact that info on me is out there in the open. I can't do anything about it as long as I don't understand how to influence my appearance, though. Putting that aside, I take a look at all the other participants again. For some reason, that muscular lady's naked.
Yeah, right.
Out of everyone, numeral 7 is the only one who's visibly distressed. Maybe Parka was just acting cynical before. There's no doubt that he'll be elected tonight. I'm sure that that's what everyone else is thinking, too. There's likely nothing in common between us all other than the juncture of causality thing Parka mentioned before. Our ages, gender, nationalities, they're all over the place. Hey, numerals 4 and 10 are younger than me even. Both are girls and foreigners from what I can tell.
Isn't that the one?
You sure that one's a girl?
Isn't that the one that blew us up?
Isn't that the one that destroyed us? Done blowed us up?
I mean, it might be his little sister, or her little sister.
No, it's his. He had a wiener. Anyway, why did kids as young as them have to die? The fact that I can only come to know the reason through eliminating them is nauseating. Before I know it, the clock hands make their way around to numeral 11. It's a tall, busty woman built almost like a sports athlete. Not only are her legs nice and long, but her chest is sizable as well. You can tell there's no way in the world.
I wish the cam was on.
I said, no way in the world that she's Japanese based on her looks. I'm normally jealous of tall people because of my height, but even I know it's impossible for me to ever look like that. A clock hand stops in front of her. Ah, yeah. I feel like our eyes meet all of a sudden, probably because I've been staring at her for so long. I avert my eyes immediately. I don't know why, but my instincts are telling me to fear her.
You should.
She's not normal. Not just because of her build, there's something fundamentally different between her and regular people like me. It's a different kind of fear than one I feel in relation to numeral 12, too. Part of me gets worried that I'm about to be elected, but as I expect, she goes straight for numeral 7. The small hour hand spins to point toward him. The platforms both of them are standing on begin to emit an odd light. After that, the minute hand shifts to numeral 12, who simply shakes his head. Looks like he's not electing anyone tonight.
Oh, shit. Numeral 11 elects numeral 7. Very well.
Wait, if it went to point at him, doesn't that mean he could have? Like he has the information or he wants to?
You mean number 12?
Yeah.
No, it was just because if two people elect
the same person. Oh, because
yes.
he had the info.
Yes.
Parka smiles once the longer hand finishes making its way around. That's not the face one should normally make when they know someone is about to be eliminated. Both of their platforms start to move and gradually rise above us. The same thing happened last time, too. Only one of them will return. I take my eyes off the rising platforms after muttering that.
Oh, shit.
It doesn't take long for them to finish. We don't even know what happens up there.
Watch big guy come back.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Also, as I expect, it's the woman who returns. She reports the results to Parka, her expression one of obvious displeasure. I got numeral 5's name. Oh, that damn geezer was a wuss right until the end.
What? Oh.
What? Numeral 5 looks like the oldest of all. He's most likely Japanese. He doesn't react when she mentions that she's learned his name, although he might just be feigning indifference. In fact, the woman seems to be more transparent with her emotions than him. She's the complete opposite of numeral 12 when he elected and eliminated someone.
Oh, so she got a piece of information because she killed Ranho.
Yeah, because she got one of his cards, which was this old fart's name.
Got it.
While he displayed no emotion at all, she's openly annoyed, but deep down she seems to be enjoying this. She reminds me of a kid who gets angry when they lose. A game, but secretly enjoying the experience.
Tonight's session resulted in one elimination. I bid you all farewell for now.
Gotta give the guy the...
Yeah, exactly. Joe Byron.
I want some more time to observe things here, but Parka brings to an end tonight's round without a moment's hesitation. Unlike the first round, I've come away from this one having learned a lot more.
I've come.
Unfortunately, that only serves to give me an even worse feeling about the days to come. Second week. Are you serious? How many episodes are we in?
This is number 6.
This is 12 weeks. By the time Odette...
Oh, that's me, I think.
Yeah.
By the time Odette eliminates Ro, morning has come. I can't remember whether I was awake or asleep when we got taken into the dream world. It's partially due to the fact that I didn't take the time difference between here and Japan into account, but from now on, I should make sure to remain more alert on Sundays.
Yeah.
When Jesus is watching.
When Jesus is watching. When Parker is watching.
So once we've gotten ready to leave, we call on our room service to bring us up some breakfast.
Just kill the guy.
So in the end,
How do you like your ex?
What was Ro's regret?
Figured you would have known by now. You even mentioned it yourself.
I did.
I think
back to the previous suggestions, albeit without much confidence. So it had something to do with his lover.
Oh boy, you really don't have a clue.
She gulps down the rest of her Americano before... Wait, gotta say she really likes espresso-based drinks, doesn't she?
Dog related.
What? What?
The dog knew him!
Oh.
Dog? You don't mean...
Yes and no. A dog, but not his lover's. He wanted to raise one, to be there for it as a pup, to become best friends with it as it grows older, and to be by its side during its last moments.
Aww.
Sounds mundane, but few people are able to experience something like that.
Part of me finds it hard to believe that someone can have that much regret over a dog. That's...
You've never had a dog then.
Come on, everyone has their priorities. Ain't it normal to have a pet or two when you're from?
Where I'm from, huh? I'm not fond of having to talk about myself, so I try to shift topics.
Don't tax me.
Mind if I ask how you figured that out?
I thought it might be the case when you mentioned that his lover had a dog of her own. Mm-hmm. Did a bit of digging after that, and bingo.
Turns out
his wife has dog allergies, so no surprise he couldn't own one.
She spills every last bean on his personal life after that. His parents, who lived in the countryside, had a dog back when he lived with them during his youth. The dog was killed in a traffic accident, though.
Keep your dog on a leash.
His family refused to get another pet after that, since the sudden shock that came from losing it was too much for them. And that led to the birth of Ro's great regret.
Aw.
That is sad.
He wished he could have been there for his family dog's final moments.
Aw, I can get where he's coming from, but I just can't imagine it turning into your life's biggest regret.
Oh, you've never been there for that then.
She scoffs in my response. Believe it or not, but this brute actually has a soft spot for animals.
Fucking same.
I love her.
I'll dress up as a dog.
I love you, mommy. Hell, her ultimate regret might be dog related as well. Not like you can keep a pet when you're always out at sea.
Sure you can.
Either way, the discussion moves away from Ro shortly after that. Over the course of his life, he kept too busy and was too financially unstable to own a pet. And once he got married and settled down, he discovered that his wife had allergies. I guess we'll never know whether or not he convinced his lover to get a dog because of that, or if he went with her because she had already owned one. Hell, she could have just been some lady he hired to look after his secret pet dog. Odette's the only one with those answers now. Oh well, probably shouldn't concern myself with someone who's been eliminated.
Yeah.
Oh, what did the news have to say about him? The goddess said that anyone eliminated during the divine selection would have the reversal of their deaths undone. Not only that, but any events linked to that period of time would also be undone.
See for yourself.
She flings her smartphone across the table to me in response. I don't even need to browse the web on her reaction, so I give a casual glance toward the screen before handing it back. 2 weeks ago, an executive for a well-known Chinese corporation suffered a stroke during a meeting and died. Yeah, sounds about right. Speaking of which, you were taken up above the court of fate when you elected Ro, right? What's it like up there? I'm starting to find myself curious about how the election process works.
Fucking same.
Seriously.
Well, it's a bit of a pain to explain, but I guess it'll be worth it for you to know down the road.
She doesn't seem too sure at first, but she decides to take the time to give me a primer. And a pretty long primer at that, even for someone who likes to talk as much as she does.
Okay. Are we going to get to see it? Okay.
The circular platforms both Odette and Ro were standing on began to rotate as they were raised above the court of fate. Upon reaching a certain height, they stopped ascending. The layout of the upper area was similar to the lower stratum, but parts of it felt different somehow. The goddess, displaying her usual wry smile, had made her own descent before either participant could blink. Oh, fuck. Do proceed! After sending all the cards in Odette's possession sprung out from her book at once. A strange light surrounded them, masking both their numbers and contents from everyone's view except Odette's.
So, do I just say what info I have on him out loud? You wretched wench.
Do as you please with the cards in your possession. Odette's eyes scanned across the cards in front of her. She currently had 9 cards, including her own. Among them were 3 specific cards she needed to read out loud. She brushes her fingers against them before speaking. Oh.
Ro Chanho.
Wait.
What?
Get the screenshot.
Oh.
There we go.
Ro Chanho. Please don't. I'm begging you. Cause of death, a stroke.
An elbow from the top.
No, from the top row.
Sorry, go ahead.
What? You realize I have a family, don't you? How do you plan to account for them after killing me? Cease this nonsense now, and I can recompense you handsomely. Money, stocks, or even land. You name it, I can provide it. Grace, you're pathetic. Please, I'll give you as much as you want. I'll even give you access to my credit details. You'll never have to work another day in your life. His regret was his dog.
What a pussy.
It's over. It's all over.
Aww.
Sorry, but you can't put a price on my life. And more importantly, when it comes to competitions, I'm always in it to win it. Cause I'm the fucking cream.
Once Odette finished, 3 of her cards floated away from her. After reaching the middle of the court of fate, they came together and formed a triangular shape. The seal of Orichalcos.
Magic mirror.
Spellbinding circle.
What is it?
Which one?
Pot of greed.
It allows me to summon 2 cards.
Nice knowing you, you geezer.
Who knows whether or not he could hear her last words to him. He simply hung his head in despair, realizing that his fate had been sealed.
Well, that sucks.
One by one, Odette's cards began to emit a white light.
Then Explodia.
May fortune shine on the departed. Said light got brighter and brighter until it eventually blanketed the entire area. And then it happened. In the brief moment that Odette's vision was blinded by the light enveloping the area, her consciousness was overtaken by an unfamiliar scene. Explodia. Her senses
Obliterate.
were linked to the scene as well. Oh shit, do we watch him die?
Oh, that sucks. Oh. Oh, no.
Oh, dude. She witnessed a number of old chubby men. All are wearing expensive suits and sitting in an oddly bright room. Their faces were all twisted into expressions of boredom. The artificial lighting in the room was almost blinding when it reflected off the documents they had brought along. It was apparent that they were some sort of meeting. She could tell it was one of great importance, judging by the tone of their voices. However, she was unable to hear the details of the conversation. Some manner of interference prevented her from doing so.
Yeah, a stroke.
And then the unexpected struck. All of a sudden, her vision went blurry. So you have to experience their death.
Ooh.
Damn. Next, her face was slammed down against the table with a thud. She was unable to muster the strength to move her body whatsoever. She collapsed down onto the floor. The unclear voices were now clearly being directed toward her.
Ooh.
Eventually, her consciousness faded as she lost her bodily sensation.
Ooh.
A stream of memories followed, all manner of people who were talking to her, but it was impossible to make out every single word they were saying. Regardless, the sense of disconnect she felt at that moment made it clear what was going on. Oh, that's sad. These were Ro's memories.
Hey, dude, corpses fart a lot.
Stop.
What?
Memories of the moment he died engraved upon his very soul. As he drew his last breath, Ro's thoughts were of his dog that died when he was young. You have children, dude. That's fucked up.
You got kids, man.
By the time the flashback ended, Ro had disappeared from Odette's sight. The cards she used to elect him did the same, and the room returned to its usual gloomy atmosphere.
Let me just say that whoever, if someone does eliminate us,
Yeah.
they're in for a really fucked up flashback. Just saying, there's meat in hand, and then someone explodes. It's not fun.
One thing she noticed was that the beam of light that shone from above had grown thicker. although she wasn't sure whether or not it was just her imagination. So the electors are forced to experience... Oh, that's you, sorry.
So the electors are forced to experience the death of the elected, huh? You sure are messed up in the head, aren't you?
Parker opted to respond with nothing beyond her wry smile. Bitch. In her hand were 3 cards.
Bitch.
Odette realized that these were the cards that were in Ro's possession. Numeral 5's name, numeral 11's name, and numeral 11's cause of death. Which would you like?
Which one are we?
We're number 3, aren't we? Rinka is. The platform on which Odette stood began to move soon after Parker had asked her question. Do take your time to think about it while we descend.
Into hell. Ain't much of a choice, is it?
While she had imagined this outcome, the fact that she was on the money left her visibly annoyed. I know what it is. Number 11 is the guy I'm talking as.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why she's like annoyed. Following that, both her and Parker returned... that sounds so wrong. Returned to the lower level of the Court of Fate. And Parker, goddess of destiny.
God, her boobs are so huge.
Well, look at your titties. I try to imagine everything just as she explained it to me. Basically, you're forced to experience the same death as those you eliminate. Man, that's freaky.
That's freaky dicky.
That Parker girl sure is crude despite appearances.
You think I found the whole thing pretty exciting?
In response, I make sure to sigh loudly enough for her to hear it. She keeps babbling. It's what you were doing. Were you talking under your breath? She keeps babbling on without a care in the world.
I had a fucking stroke. More important... Oh, damn it.
Yeah, you tried to be
More
fucking...
importantly, we're heading to Japan next.
Might as well, considering we'll need to get there at some point. It's an especially good time to go now, what with that new card you got belonging to a Japanese fella and all, and a super old guy at that.
Yep, let's head after I finish this food.
It finally feels like the second round is over, now that we've decided our next move. Washing down some of the last flaky bits of my croissant with some milk. I stand up and get ready to leave.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I had a fucking stroke. That was terrible.
But I lived through it.
This shit kind of hurt me.
This morning brings memories of another nightmare with it. The second round of Divine Selection had taken place. By this point, I've already accepted that I'm a participant. The fact that I'm alive right now makes it hard to comprehend the reality of my own death, but it's no longer about whether or not I believe it. Rather, the events that have taken place so far are starting to get to me because they feel so detached from my own personal life. Divine Selection's grinding along. The 2 people have been eliminated without any influence from me whatsoever. I keep telling myself that they had died over 2 weeks ago, but I can't forget the faces I saw in the Court of Fate. That alone is enough to make my heart ache.
You haven't done nothing.
I don't want to die. She's a kid. Not having access to my own cards is frustrating, too.
Watch, you said that those 2 kids are going to be fucking little monsters.
I know, they're going to be terrible. There's one major reason behind my reluctance regarding all this, and it's that the fact that I don't know what my own regret is. Oh, I still haven't sorted things out with Miharu, but it's entirely possible that we could both be eliminated while preoccupied with that.
My regret is I don't know what it is.
As afraid I am of both the woman from... What? As afraid as I am of both the woman from last night and the guy from the first round, not to mention everyone else, I'm not about to go down without a fight. My first and foremost priority.
Get swift.
I have 3 cards at the moment. If I'm going to do any digging, it needs to start with the people these belong to. I look up that Federico Carminati person after I finish collecting my thoughts. She has his card!
She has his name card. That's crazy.
As expected, no useful information. All I learn is that it's a common name in Italy. The other 2 cards provide me with a cause of death for numeral... What is it? 4. Mm-hmm. And a regret for numeral 9. Wait, who's numeral 9?
I don't think we've been introed yet.
All I know about them is that they seem to be foreigners. Where am I even meant to start? After a big sigh, I set about my morning routine. There's always the possibility that the other participants don't know anything about me. Fat chance. Doesn't mean I can't waste my time, though. My own name card was among those distributed at the beginning, which means it's only a matter of time until someone puts 2 and 2 together. One thing that has me curious is numeral 4's cause of death. Much like me, their card says they died in a fire. From what I recall, numeral 4 is a girl from abroad. It's the bitch that exploded us.
No. Oh, well, yeah.
Of course, there's no guarantee that she got caught up in the very same situation as me, much like how there's no guarantee that I simply died from the fire itself.
Does she not remember that it exploded? Like
She doesn't remember the girl.
You're fine.
In fact, I still don't recall how one broke out on the train in the first place. There are plenty of possibilities from a simple accident to an intentional terrorist attack, but there's no way for me to find out when the act had been undone.
Oh.
In other words, all I've got going for me is my memory. Screw this. No point in forcing myself to try and remember, especially when there's a near zero chance of a hint magically appearing to help me out. I make my way downstairs to have some bread and then head to school.
Bread.
Bread. Bread.
Oh boy.
Phew, lunchtime at last. Did you bring your own?
Go.
Mao, Mao, and Miharu stroll over to my seat when the almost at Taco Bell when the bell chimes for lunch. I planned on going to the cafeteria on my own, but Mao catches me just in time. We probably would have eaten separately if she hadn't considering my mind is a little preoccupied. So much for trying to go about life as usual. Yeah, I was just about to head over to the cafeteria.
Actually, I overslept a bit this morning, so I didn't have time to make my own lunch.
Overslept, huh?
Huh.
Obviously, I won't ask if that was thanks to being in the dream world.
Sure is rare for you to oversleep. Either way, full spread ahead to the cafeteria.
Full speed
Full
ahead.
speed.
Get your
Full
head out
spread. Full fucking spread. All I can think about is Odette. The university on campus has its own cafeteria, which is open for our use as well. Middle schoolers aren't allowed to use it, but once you're hit high school, it's fair game. Since it's a little awkward
reminding
hanging around,
you that we are high schoolers.
Yeah, I know. Since it's a little awkward hanging around all the university students, most of us tend to buy our food and then go eat it somewhere else. That goes double for us, considering how much we stand out. That being the case, we make our way to the rooftop after getting our food.
Ooh. We've got it all to ourselves
Mao.
today. Ooh, Mao.
The rooftop is usually crowded with students in days like this, but fortunately that doesn't seem to be the case today.
What did you two get?
A ham sandwich. It's simple, but it does the job. Not to mention nice and cheap.
Oh, you sure that's gonna be enough?
I could ask you the same. Yakisoba bread and N10 isn't much more filling than what I have.
Hey now, I got some coffee and milk as well, so in terms of calories, I'm miles ahead of you.
She jams a straw. She jams her fist right up her nose. She jams a straw into the carton with a triumphant grin. It's a 16-ounce carton, too. I'd probably struggle to finish it before lunchtime ends. Weakling. Why is calorie counting a competition now?
To see who gains weight the fastest.
Please find something better to compete in.
It wouldn't hurt you to put on a little more weight, honey.
Damn.
I'd appreciate you not saying such things while oogling my chest.
Yowza.
Indeed.
Oh, let me get some Windex. That's perfect for flat surfaces.
Oh,
Emotional damage!
Please put that in.
Much as I am aware of my depressing reality, I'd rather not have her remind me of it. Especially with Miharu sitting right behind me, side me.
What did you get, Rinka?
Why is she the only moron out of us three? A tonkatsu sandwich.
Oh, that sounds good.
Well, guess we've got our winner. You're on the prowl for calories too, right?
I'm certainly not competing over it.
Jesus.
Mao asked for a bite as I unwrapped the packaging. Trust her to do so before I can get a bite myself. I float the sandwich close to her mouth with prompts of her to chomp down on it.
Aw, I didn't get any of the tonkatsu from that bite.
You really do take small bites, don't you? What's wrong, Miharu? She's staring at Mao with a blank expression.
Well, maybe she wants a bite as well.
Oh,
what is
boy.
happening here?
Want to trade for your ham sandwich? I'll give you the part Mao didn't take a bite of.
No, it's fine.
Oh, she's mad because we didn't give her a bite.
I don't particularly like fried food in the first place.
Ah, you skinny.
I want you to put a sandwich on my mouth.
Please accept my humble apologies.
Mao presents her yakisoba bread as an offering to Miharu after apologizing. Unsurprisingly, Miharu turns her down, which elicits a laugh from her. Honestly, what a silly conversation. At the same time, it serves to remind me that moments like this are a regular part of my daily life.
Rinka!
What's up?
Oh, sorry. Guess I spaced for a second there. That said, I gotta go back to eating. I go back to eating my lunch. We keep chatting, always like usual, on the rooftop until just before lunchtime ends.
Oh. What's happening? Oh, okay.
Oh, what's happening? After the final period of the day, well, there are more. I'm just kidding.
Please.
I hear someone call out to me as I'm tidying up my desk, and we will find out who that someone is next time on Senpai Arcade. I appreciate you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Ifunny, Twitter, TikTok. Sorry, Odette's still on the brain. Such huge.
Oh, yeah.
You want these bunga honkaroos?
Bunghanaga on your face, don't you? Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Anyway.
All right, guys. Be nice to yourselves. Be nice to people. Drink your water.
Fuck.
Have a great day. We love you. We'll talk to you
Bye.
later.